welcome to the Santa Monica Beat. I'm Julie Garcia. We'll be here every Monday to keep you up to date on everything in Santa Monica. In this week's news, Cirque du Soleil returns to the City by the Sea tomorrow. The Big Top Tent goes up in the afternoon with performances beginning on January 20th. People can watch tomorrow's setup from the Santa Monica Pier. The Santa Monica Playhouse needs community support due to the rough economic times. It didn't meet its $15,000 goal as of January 4th. If you'd like to help out, you can call or visit their website at santamonicaplayhouse.com. And you might not recognize his name, but after a few notes, TV audiences, music lovers everywhere will recall the songs of Charles Fox. His work includes Killing Me Softly with his song and the theme from Happy Days. He'll be signing copies of his book and performing at the Santa Monica Main Library on January 14th. And with many businesses closing or going corporate, one has managed to hold its own. The Beat's Gina Naranjo caught up with Earth, Wind & Flower to see how they're staying strong.
Since 1981, Earth, Wind & Flower has been a staple right here in the Santa Monica area on 23rd and Wilshire. And in that entire time, they've only had one owner.
When I was in high school, I needed a job. I went to a restaurant that was 2 blocks down the street from where I lived. It happened to be an Italian restaurant. That was 1956, and I've been in the Italian restaurant business ever since.
Klempner said that first owner had a big impact on him.
And he taught me that when the person that walks in the door, treat him like God is coming into your house. In the restaurant business, there's so many restaurants around that you're only as good as your last meal. It's good food, it's family style kind of food. It has a lot of substance to me, and it has everything that you want.
And that flavor has not only brought back customers, but has also kept some of his workers at the restaurant for over 15 years. And being a family man, Klempner says that sense of comfort won't change. For the Santa Monica Beat, I'm Gina Naranjo.
Thank you, Gina. Also, the final totals are in from the 3rd annual Santa Monica Pub Crawl. The event raised $17,500 for the West Side Food Bank back on December 17th, which paid for 70,000 meals. The event tripled the number of donations from last year.
I think for the businesses, it's really a double win, because on the one hand, they get a lot of exposure. For a lot of the businesses, this is the best night of their year. But they also know that they're helping a good cause.
The night has been an overwhelming success. Couldn't be happier. We've had close to 5,000 people around the city of Santa Monica tonight at 25 different bars. They're all here to support the West Side Food Bank. The city of Santa Monica did it.
Curry noted that since the recession, the request for food at West Side has increased more than 100%. But with continued community support, events like these will continue to help them out. People usually go to the grocery store looking for the best deals, but a local grocer offers more than just competitive prices.
With old-time family values and a homey feeling, Bob's Market has held its own in the grocery industry since the 60s.
My father had markets, and my grandfather and uncles were in the business, and I grew up in it and I stayed in it. We're part of the community, so we support everybody. Over the years, I've seen kids grow up and bring their kids in to visit, and some of them still live in the neighborhood.
While we were filming, a man walked up to us to point out that Bob is the best store owner around.
Yeah, I get a little emotional when customers say that, and it makes me feel good.
The customers here say that Bob's Market is the last of its kind, a family-owned and operated market that gives its customers personalized service. But don't worry, Bob believes that this market will stay here for generations to come. For the Santa Monica Beat, I'm Avisha Shea.
And now with the Sports Beat, here's Spencer Lee.
Thank you, Julie. I am Spencer Lee, and this is what's happening in Santa Monica sports. For the Beats Game of the Week, we go to Samuel High for boys soccer. The 10-2-1 Paramount Pirates in town on the newly renovated Samuel High field on Friday. Before the darkness sets in, Samuel High strikes first. Emmanuel Serrano lobs the ball to Barack Casilli, and Casilli delivers with his head. Hugs all around. Later in the match, things get a little rough. Paramount's struggles lead to a little scuffle, but it was broken up quickly. And things only got worse for the Pirates as Zach Leal boots the corner kick and Aiden Peters lands a header of his own. The Vikings would shut out the Pirates 3-0, and that was plenty to flip out about. And to St. Monica on Saturday night, the Mariners hosting their first game in their new gymnasium to a capacity crowd. Monsignor Lloyd Torgerson offered the opening blessing.
Give this place a blessing, and grant that all who we meet here will find the enrichment of championship companionship, and together offer you.
And when it was game time against the St. Anthony Saints, it was an entertaining debut. Troy Wido got the Mariners going with a drive to the paint, but St. Anthony spoiled one first in the new gym. Giante Spears steals the ball, gets on a breakaway, and breaks in the rims with the first dunk. But the spectacle came late in the fourth quarter. St. Monica up by 2 with under 10 seconds to play. Alex Nails feeds Spear inside, and he spins to the basket and ties the game at the buzzer, and we would go to overtime. The game stayed close, and the Saints up by 2 in the closing seconds. Nick Chaidez finds Dennis Ashley in the corner, and he gets fouled. He would get 3 shots, but the first one misses to the right. However, Ashley would get the next 2, and we would go to a second overtime, and the Mariners came out strong. Whiteout drives baseline and lays it in uncontested. Then Chaidez finds Ashley cutting for another easy deuce, and the Mariners hang on in double overtime to win 65-62 in their new gym. That's it for sports. If we missed your team, check out the sports tab at smmirror.com. Back to you, Julie.
And that does it for our show. Thank you for watching. We'll be here every Monday to give you the latest on what's happening in the city. I'm Julie Garcia for the Santa Monica Beat, brought to you by the Santa Monica Mirror.